All right, everyone. Welcome back to Nexus Sports Fantasy Football Week Recap. We're doing Week 8 already. Week 8. That's crazy. We're already into that, heading into Week 9. But we want to recap Week 8 real quick. Had some fun, interesting games, and some significant blowouts. Not sure if we had any upsets though. I mean, there's one that I see here, Dream Killers. Killing somebody's dream. But let's go down the list here real quick, and we'll run the lineups here. We'll start off with mine. Boy, it doesn't get any closer than 2/100ths of a point.
Yeah, aside from a tie, I've never seen this before. I think JJ's going to be sitting there waiting on stat correction tomorrow. I mean, literally a -1 passing yard for you is a loss. 1 passing yard plus for him is a win. So,
yeah, I was last night I was driving around and was listening to the game on the radio. I heard Darius Slayton had gotten the catch, and I was like, "Oh my God, how close is that?" You know. And then and then you had posted up, 2/100ths of a point. I'm like, and then they were driving the ball down the field. I'm like, no Darius Slayton, no Darius Slayton. You can throw a pass to anybody else but that dude. And they did. They were throwing the passes to everybody else. Thank God. Even with the 2-point conversion, I was like, somebody else was in the car with me, and they're watching the points and everything, and they're like, if that dude had caught the 2 points, I said it wouldn't matter. It wasn't the right guy. So it's always important to know who the guy is. But yeah, that
was definitely lucked out on that one.
Too close for comfort on me. So we'll go into the quick breakdown here of who had who, and obviously, as you said, stat corrections are applied Thursday, not Wednesday. So my goof up here was I had McKinnon and Tanyan, and I played Higgins on my in my flex. Waller didn't perform as well as we all hoped. You think against Cleveland, but Cleveland's a good team. Everybody kind of forgets that they're 5-2, something like that. Let's see.
Yeah,
they got winning record. We'll say that much. So. But yeah, otherwise, I mean, I don't think I could have played it any better. I mean, some guys just didn't show up. Lockett, Jefferson.
Yeah, Higgins was a fine play there relative to McKinnon and Tunyon. I think McKinnon obviously is being load managed because of his ACL a couple of years. Hasty was definitely in line for more work there, so I don't blame you for playing Higgins. Obviously, the cards did not fall the right way that one, but you did manage to escape with the win.
Yeah, I think the biggest contributing factor was Pittsburgh. Getting those interception for a TD, the sacks definitely helped. And JJ's squad, they performed well. I mean, you got Hawk doing well. You got, Wilson doing his thing. Slayton was obviously doing what he needed to do. Tyreek Hill, showed up. Who didn't show up was Tennessee for him, unfortunately. And then Golden Tate showed up on his bench, which, he's been kind of out there. Even Gallup.
Yeah, I was going to say Michael Gallup sighting.
I've seen Gallup on a few leagues still on waiver wire, So yeah, that's a tough call, but good game. I very rarely screenshot my fantasy football wins. I had to screenshot that one and share it with the rest of the world. Sorry, JJ, but I wasn't going to. That game was
definitely
big.
One of those.
That game was big for me, though, because one thing that would have done, if I had lost, I believe I would have dropped 4 spots down. And, at this point of the season, that is the last thing that I want to have happen to me is to drop 4 spots down. So, I had to keep JJ at bay and maintain and hold that number one spot. Number one.
And it works for me. Finally got the other slice of bread to make this damn 6-loss sandwich. I mean, we've been hammering all season long that Steph needs another running back. I think that's the difference between a win and a loss in this one. I mean, you get an actual legitimate running back in there versus Rex Burkhead. And you may see a couple more wins in the ledger. But, I mean, losing Kittle this week kind of sucked. I see a lot of points on the bench. I just wasn't sure about DJ Dallas. Probably the best Dallas in the NFL right now.
And the only good Dallas. I saw Dallas. I'm like, Dallas defense got 22 points? That's unreal. I realized it was a running back.
Yeah. Giovanni Bernard getting the start this week was a huge, huge boost. Julio Jones doing his thing on Thursday really kind of set the table for this win. I mean, Philly D did what it needed to do for Steph's team. It just wasn't enough to get the W.
Yeah. Tough loss.
Move on to player husband this week. So hopefully we can keep killing some dreams.
Fresh Prince gets knocked off from the number one spot. Skull of the Bull, Brandon. He had a chance to get that number one spot if I had lost. So good job taking out George, though. That's a tough one to do. George was kind of stacked for a while.
For a time, this matchup did not look great. I think both were projected like 85 points, and then Philip Lindsay ran for a 55-yard touchdown. Allen Robinson came to life, and that's really the difference here.
Yep. Nothing George could have done here.
Yeah, when your best player, Kyler Murray, is on bye week, there really isn't much. Galladay getting hurt doesn't help. He definitely was hindered by the Thursday night game. I think he had 3 or 4 guys go Thursday: Bridgewater, Gurley, Hurst, and Koo, and that was basically half his points on Thursday. I personally don't like playing that many guys on Thursday night, but just based on what his bench did, you deal with the hand you're dealt here.
And that's a pretty good point there too. I think for Thursday night games, they're not typically notorious for high scoring games. I think there's only been a handful that there's a lot of points put up. I mean, this is a good number of points between Atlanta and Carolina, but traditionally, I think if you get to 21 points on that Thursday night game, it's a little bit higher than usual. Usually you see 17, 14, 10, what have you, because it's more of a defensive strategy. They didn't have time to plan, appropriately off the Sunday games or what have you, unless they had a bye, which I know the NFL is trying to get better about that. But yeah, like you said, it's hard to get points on Thursday night. So
especially those divisional games.
Yep.
They're already hard enough as is, and then you go on a Thursday, and if your team kind of craps a bed, you're kind of stuck with what you got.
Yeah, exactly. I think you're on those Thursday night games, you're looking for the playmakers who definitely are the ones that I'll give an example here. Like if the Cardinals played on a Thursday night, then obviously you're going to play DeAndre Hopkins, 100%. He'll obviously get his points or whatever, but you're less likely to lean on Christian Kirk or somebody to that effect.
Well, I definitely benefited from Julio going off in that Thursday game. So,
yep. Moving along, we've got Green Bay Cheddarheads versus Thielen myself. And, you know, Cheddarheads obviously continuing their streak, staying above water there. And Oliver, unfortunately, still hasn't gotten his stride. And
just like I said last week about Oliver's team, his team kind of goes as Derrick Henry goes, and if Derrick Henry isn't scoring 30 plus, he's probably not winning. I personally don't think he has a very well balanced team.
yeah, his team kind of looks like it. You know, it's got a lot of hit and miss players. I mean, he got your
he's still got like the 9 IR guys.
Yeah, he does.
I don't know if he's not watching this or what, but he's got to get rid of Ertz, Cohen, Paris Campbell. I mean,
those I wouldn't.
Ertz and Campbell may come back at some point, but Cohen's been gone since week 2. So,
yeah, if there's some value in them, trade them. That's what I would do. You see the trade with McCaffrey. I mean, you're trading on name, you're trading on potential value of what they're worth on getting back in. But yeah, when you're half your bench is on IR, yeah, that's not good. It's time to drop some players. You got to get you some bandwidth there to work with. And it's unfortunate that you've got some players that you're hoping they're going to pop off, like AJ Green, and then you get someone like Sterling Shepard, or Renfro there that's being more productive. That's a tough crapshoot there. On the opposite side of the fence here, you got Jackson that did well over Zeke.
His running backs are good. I've been trying to trade with him for a few weeks now, but it'd be interesting to see how he navigates this Green Bay running back situation now that Jamal Williams been put on IR or COVID IR due to close contact with A.J. Dillon, who tests positive. It looks like Jones, they're kind of pessimistic for him playing Thursday night. But if he doesn't, we're going to be looking at Tyler Irvin and a guy named Dexter Williams.
Mm-hmm.
So just a couple names for the waivers.
Minnesota Madmen versus Minion Squad. Oh, so
this is that regression game I was talking about last week. Minion Squad is a very lucky 5-2, lowest points against. Definitely due to return to the mean. The points for is definitely not there, and you can see that from the points here. Obviously, Edwards-Helaire not so great now that Le'Veon Bell's in the fold. He's been underperforming. If he's not scoring a touchdown, he's not getting double-digit points. I think CEH has only had a couple games over 100 yards. His team is basically the Steelers, and if the Steelers guys don't show up, he's not doing well. On the other side, Aaron's team finally put it all together. Dalvin Cook carried the squad, third of the points. A guy scored 4 touchdowns. Almost got the bonus both in rushing and receiving. Not much that could have been done to stop this onslaught. But surprisingly, this wasn't even the bloodbath of the week.
No. We'll go to that one here. Gus's glorious team takes on Daring Benchwarmers. And, that was bad. That's almost as bad as the 200-point game that I had. Metcalf.
Gus, why you got to do this to this man?
No.
Why you got to have Mahomes and Metcalf put up more points than his whole team, bro? DK Metcalf.
He's becoming a beast. I'll be
Uh,
honest. I was not on the Metcalf train when he went through the combine and he was all beast mode and shit and all ripped and all, I was like, this guy is going to be like your prototypical athlete where they can do everything else but can't catch the ball or can't run or can't do something. But DK is really proven to be something special of a wide receiver. Wouldn't say quite yet that he's top 10 in the league right now, but he's getting up there.
well, in terms of athleticism, I mean, if you didn't watch him chase down Buda Baker last week,
Well, that was spectacular. Yes.
and then for him to come back this week and do what I was hoping for last week in terms of DraftKings, this kid's something special.
Yeah.
And I mean, 43 points, 42, another 42 from Mahomes. You get 85 points from two guys. The rest of your team can just kind of score between 8 and 10, and you're good.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it. He got Higgins down here, but there was nobody else that could have really, got him any more points. And then on Alex's team, he got Roethlisberger, and I'm glad to see he played Herbert. Trade Roethlisberger or dump him, one of the two. You really don't need to, unless they haven't had the bye. The Chargers had.
I'd play him this week. I would absolutely play Ben Roethlisberger this week. They play Dallas.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna crush Dallas, and you're gonna need all the points you can get to beat me. Get one win. I start getting the swag back.
Yeah. What is this? More projected points than me? Hold up. Wait a minute.
You must have a lot of buys.
I do have a bye. It's coming up. It's affecting my Bengals. Burrow's on the outs, and so is my kicker. And then I got Higgins there too. So yeah, I've got some movement around to make on my roster. But yeah, and he's got a lot of buys too. He's got LA.
I mean, you got hot.
Oh yeah, don't believe me. He's not going to be sitting on the bench long. As a matter of fact, I could have swore I changed my lineup already and saved it, but it is what it is. Let's see here. Dream Killers. Oh no, that's this week. Why does it do that? He's looking at 1 week and it flips you right back into the other week. Okay, Dream Killers, Daring Benchwarmers. You're going to get the upset here? It says that you're supposed to.
Well, I mean, I look at Alex's roster and I look at what's on waivers. It's not happening. AP is not getting you 11 points. Bet my life on that. If he does, well, I'm not going there, but it's not happening in 2020. Adrian Peterson is not that dude. DeAndre Swift is leading the team in snaps, and he's just not getting enough carries to get you to that projected. He will have McLaurin back. He's going to have to decide between Herbert and Roethlisberger. He will have Chase Edmonds in there. So the projection will look better when he actually sets this lineup. But no fear on my end. I need to get to that third win. Still in the mix, only two games out of playoff spot. If Minion Squad keeps regressing as I'm hoping it does, and let me get one more person out of that top 6, and I can sneak in there.
Yeah. Who you need?
Oh no, I did this Yahoo. You can project the wins. Projects me at 3 and 10. Yahoo is full of trash. So
I don't know. That's pretty close. 2-6.
I mean, if I go 1-4 the rest of the way, I will be devastated, and just blame it on 2020.
2020. Yeah. Let's see here. Matchup of the week. Who do you think is going to be the tight game like we had with me and JJ last week?
Let's see. Matchup of the week is, I'm gonna say, Nick and George. This is obviously a big game for Nick. 5-3, and then George at 6-2. Obviously, he's going to be getting Kyler Murray back this week. It's a big boost. If, as I said before, if the running back situation is not beneficial for Nick, that could definitely hurt his team. No Aaron Jones, no Jamal Williams. You have to throw in Ronald Jones or Justin Jackson.
Yeah, I would go Justin Jackson on that one.
And neither of those are necessarily great. I mean, Troy Maine Pope for San Diego, or the Chargers. I keep saying San Diego because they've been there forever, but it's the LA Chargers. He definitely threw a wrench into things on Sunday. I don't know if that's phase out of Joshua Kelly. But Justin Jackson, I think he still had 20 touches in the game, scored double-digit points. But he's going to need all he can get from Zeke. He's going to need all he can get from MVS. I don't know if I would necessarily play Valdez-Scantling on Thursday, especially with Lazard potentially coming back, as we talked about Thursday games. It's just don't be throwing out your random dudes on a Thursday. But definitely matchup of the week for me. If Nick can pull off the upset, he may move past George in the standings.
Yeah, that'd be a certainly a good matchup there, and definitely a critical one for some teams, as it might give Brandon an option to move up if I lose to Minnesota Madmen, or what have you. So there's still some movement here that can potentially happen within the top 5. I can see. Real quick, let's see what we got for free agents out there, because there's bye weeks that are in play here. Let's go ahead and pick a wide receiver that you think is going to.
It's pretty similar to last week. Don't buy Curtis Samuel's game last week. Marvin Jones is going to be a big pickup this week. Kenny Galladay's out. That was noted yesterday. Darnell Mooney, I think we've mentioned him a couple times. Anthony Miller, maybe. I don't know if Allen Robinson is still hobbling.
Williams is out.
Hamstring injury. Obviously, Danny Amendola with Galladay out. He had 14 targets weeks 1 and 2.
Yeah, that'd be my big one there too. All right, and let's go ahead and take a quick look at running backs. Naheem Hines, I know he put up some good numbers this week.
I would, of the players that are here, I would take Jordan Wilkins first. He would be my priority guy. He had 20 touches on Sunday, scored a touchdown. Definitely looked better than Jonathan Taylor. But just know that the Indianapolis Colts backfield is going to be a 3-way mess. Let's see. Gus Edwards got hurt last week, so that might open the door for Dobbins a little bit more. Obviously, monitor that. Gallman, like we said last week, he scored a touchdown in last night's game. Obviously, monitor Devontae Freeman. I feel like there's one more running back, but I can't necessarily think of who. Nope, it's looking pretty slim. You see when you go through a whole bunch of different leagues and trying to figure out what's there and what's not. Logan Thomas.
I think Logan Thomas is probably the only one that would probably.
Jordan Reed, maybe, with George Kittle going to IR. Jordan Reed coming back. Obviously, the man's made of glass, but he has shown time after time that he will produce if he can make it through the entire game.
Yeah.
That's only assuming that he makes it back this week.
Yeah. So there we are. Week 8 recap. Looking forward to week 9. Playoffs are just right around the corner here. Come up soon on us. So good luck to all teams this week. And as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for following us. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, hit that subscribe button for us. Like us, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at nexussportshub.com or Nexus Sports Hub. Our website is nexussportshub.com. And just to show you guys a little bit, I got a little bit of swag. These are available online. You can purchase some. Got the Nexus logo. Nice to wear, comfortable, and obviously supports Nexus Sports as well. So thanks again for watching. Have a great evening, great day, and take care.
$10.
Yep, $10. All right.